We all dream of the climb, the moment when our passion finally touches the sky. For Elian, that dream took shape in steel, glass, and the heartbeat of ambition. Every sleepless night, every sketch in the dark was fuel for one impossible vision. Now, that vision stood before him, a skyscraper that could define his entire life. It was more than a structure. It was a promise, carved from his struggle and hope. A promise to his family, to his mentors, to every failure that forged his resolve. This tower would be his legacy, the proof that all sacrifice had a purpose. Yet even the purest dreams cast shadows, hidden beneath their shining surface. For greatness often demands a price, one that ambition rarely warns you about. And Elian was about to learn that some victories are built on the edge of ruin. 2 weeks before the final deadline, Elian faced a meeting that froze his breath. Across the table sat Mr. Corden, a man whose wealth could bend cities to his will. The project, he said, was too expensive. The numbers were bleeding into disaster. His solution slid across the desk red lines, slashing through Elian's foundation. Cut the steel, he said. Save millions. No one will ever know. Trust me. Elian's pulse slowed as his eyes traced the cuts, each one slicing through ethics. He saw what it meant: a building that might stand tall, but never stand safe. Corden leaned in, voice calm as poison. Do it, and your future is secure. The air thickened with unspoken threat, the weight of ambition against integrity. Sign the blueprint and rise, or refuse, and watch his entire world collapse. That night, Elian sat alone in his dim office, the city pulsing beyond the glass. The world outside glittered with opportunity, but his heart felt unbearably heavy. His accounts were nearly empty, his employees praying for one more project. His ambition whispered softly, "One compromise won't destroy you, Elian." But another voice rose deeper, the one architects hear when truth calls them home. "Protect the lives beneath your roof," it said, steady and unwavering in the dark. He looked at his child's photo, sleeping peacefully, trusting a world he'd design. The red lines on the blueprint glowed like wounds, demanding to be healed. As dawn broke, he made his choice a decision built on conscience, not comfort. He typed his final words. Resignation, irreconcilable ethical conflicts. Send. The backlash was swift. Corden kept his promise. Elian's name turned to ash. Clients vanished. Contracts dissolved. Whispers spread like cracks through glass. "The fool who walked away," they said, as his office emptied one desk at a time. Yet even as everything crumbled, a quiet certainty held him upright within. Then, months later, the storm came, a hurricane roaring through the sleeping city. When morning broke, headlines screamed. Corden's tower had fractured in the wind. The same foundation Elian refused to weaken had split under greed's command. Investigations, lawsuits, and shame followed as shortcuts turned to rubble. From his small office, Elian watched not with triumph, but with solemn relief. The truth, like gravity, always brings down what was never built to stand. Years passed, and though his fortune never returned, his name began to rebuild. He was no longer the architect who quit, but the man who never compromised. His projects grew smaller, humbler, but they stood solid, crafted with integrity. He built schools, homes, and community halls, foundations that protected lives. Word spread among those who valued honesty. Elian's legacy began to take root. He had traded applause for peace, comfort for a conscience that would not bend. The easy road fades with time, but the hard road endures through quiet strength. Standing beneath a sunset skyline, Elian smiled, not with pride, but with peace. For the strongest structures are not built from stone or steel, but from choice. And when no one is watching, integrity is the only foundation that will last. Integrity is the storm's true test. the unseen force that keeps a soul from falling. Elian's story reminds us that success without honor is a tower built on sand. Wealth can be rebuilt, but once trust collapses, no steel can hold it again. The path of truth is steep, but its summit offers peace that never crumbles. Your legacy begins with one decision. What kind of foundation will you build? Will it rest on comfort and fear, or on courage and the strength to do right? The world may doubt you today, but time honors those who stand for integrity. So ask yourself when your test comes, will you choose the easy path or truth? Share your thoughts below and inspire others to rise above compromise. And if this story moved you, subscribe to Endless Tales, where values endure.